Hello and welcome to Hima Council's Makala podcast. Makala means branches ka Sesotho, and on this podcast, we hope to journey with you hand in hand like the branches of a tree. My name is Amanda Masondo and I'm your host. We hope this podcast finds a way to impact, educate, and inspire your next. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Buzzsprout. Basically everywhere where you find your podcast fix every first and last Friday of every month. Hello and welcome to Hima Council's Makala podcast. I am your lovely host, Amanda Masondo, and as per usual, today we're speaking to extraordinary people who are making moves in the various spheres that they are in, making extraordinary decisions, helping the economy, this tough economy that we're in. These people are holding the fort. My entrepreneur today is a guest I've been trying to get for a long time. So long, over a year. Over a year. I will be so patient because this is a story that everyone needs to hear. He is the founder of Brima Logistics, Tshepo Mekoa. Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you, Amanda?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for joining us.
No, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. For those who do not know, where does the journey of Tshepo Mekoa start? Where were you born and raised?
Dusty street of Daveyton, Egoruleni.
East
That's where I was
Rand.
born, East Rand. Then used to be called East Rand.
Yes.
It's now called Egoruleni.
Okay, and then this is where you go to school, this is where you do your schooling and everything else as well.
Yeah, I went there, started from, I used to call lower primary, higher primary, secondary. Yeah, but I come from there.
So through and through East Rand, the whole thing.
Daveyton.
Love it. Okay, and then we go to varsity, or how does that?
Yeah, after finishing, I worked for a year.
Okay.
Funny enough, my first job, I was a porter at the then called BBH, Boksburg Benoni Hospital.
Yes.
I was employed as a porter for a year. Then I left and then I went to University of Durban Westville. Well, then it used to be called the University of Durban Westville. It's now called University of KwaZulu-Natal.
KwaZulu-Natal, yes. Okay, and you study what?
I studied Bachelor of Administration. I majored with public administration and industrial psychology.
Okay.
And then I finished, a year after I went to UNISA, studied, I did a certificate in business logistics.
Okay, okay. So logistics, at least now I see the picture, logistics, granted. Yeah. Let's go back a little bit. Let's talk about the family dynamics, right? A lot of the entrepreneurs that sit where you've sat talk about their interaction with money and entrepreneurship at an early age. What was your story? What was your interaction with entrepreneurship, even if it wasn't called entrepreneurship then?
My grandfather used to own a shebeen. So, we used to sell cots in the olden days. So when he would retire to bed, I would be left with the business.
Okay.
And I would have to make sure that, we balance, call it the book then.
Yes.
And that's where it all started with how do you work with money and understanding it's not my money, it's the business money. Well, the business was not formal. It was merely just to survive. So that's where it all started. The foundation started from there.
Okay, but was your grandfather, was he an entrepreneur only, or was he fully employed?
He was a jack of all trade. He was a shoemaker in the olden days.
Yeah.
No, not olden days, some years back.
Yes.
In the old location from Etwat. That's where people from Daveyton came. They come from original from Etwat.
Okay.
So he was a horse shoemaker.
Okay.
And then he moved into the township, and then he started fixing cars. So, and then, obviously a bit of a shebeen there, and was born in that family. And obviously I had to see how, he was making things.
And how he navigated life then.
Oh, yes.
Very interesting how the people, I think that's what we need to maybe reinforce now, because now in this economy, you can't do one thing.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about
I don't think it's possible. Yeah. Okay, let's talk maybe about then your journey into starting Brima Logistics. What was the thinking? What inspired you to get started on that project?
I often ask myself the question, did logistics choose me or did I choose it? But how I landed up in here was, you finished a degree, you've got an industrial psychology as your major. You said, no, well, probably I'm going to go and be an HR. I'll build my career towards HR. I couldn't find a job as an HR clerk or whatever, as a startup, as you're starting your early days in your career.
Yes.
Then I found a job as a logistic clerk.
Okay.
Working for a company then it used to be called Tonga Foods Distributors.
Okay.
That's where I started. And I remember I sat in there, and then I went to my manager and I asked him, and I said, his name was Mike. And I said, Mike, what is this logistics? Because my title was saying logistics clerk. And then he gave me a book called Military Logistics. He said, no, I'll come back to you tomorrow. Yeah. The next morning he came on my desk, I found a book that's titled Military Logistics. I said, Mike, what is this? He said, read that book, then you'll understand what logistics is all about. That book changed my life.
My goodness. Okay.
It changed my life.
So you work there with this title that you are only getting to know once you're in it. But what is that? How does that then drive you to then say, actually, this is something that I can start for myself?
Yeah, you see, how you understand how I progressed throughout my career. It's not like I ended up being a CEO of Brima Logistics. No, it's been a journey, and it's been an interesting and a very difficult journey, but how it all started. So I moved from, I worked for this TFD for 3 years as a logistics clerk. Yeah. Then I joined MTN as a logistics supervisor.
Okay.
I was there for about 2 years. So you see logistics clerk to logistics supervisor.
Yeah.
Then I left MTN, I joined Cell C as a logistics manager. Then I left Cell C, I went to Vodacom as a logistic outbound manager. So you can see the title is logistics, and by then I'm learning as much as I can within the industry, building this experience. But where it all started, where I decided, no, I think I'm going to go on my own, was when I was entered by then a company used to be called Tech. They used to make checkbooks in the olden days. Okay. There used to be checkbooks, credit cards in the olden days. Yeah, checkbook.
We were young, those little babies.
Yeah, so checkbook then I joined this company. They had problems in they had 2 warehouses. Okay. They headhunted me, I joined the company. So within a year, I sort of cleaned up the mess that was there. Okay. Then I was sitting, and I remember Leon was my PA then. And I was sitting in my office. He said to me, why you been here? You're not going out, grabbing something to eat? And I said, Leon, I've worked for these companies, all of them. And I've made a name for myself. Yeah. And there's something that lacks in the industry. And I tried to get, within the company that I'm working for, I can't get this service. Yes. So I might as well go out and provide this service for myself. Provide the service for the end users. Them, yeah. And then that's where I saw the gap, and I handed my resignation. And then 2005, Brima Logistics was born. Yeah, but
20 years.
Yeah, actually 20 years, yeah. 20 years ago.
20 whole years. Yeah. But what was the thing that you were thinking is missing? What was the thing that you felt like the industry needed, that you needed to tap into?
Okay, think about this logic. You go to Macro, you purchase a laptop, you go home, you throw the box away, but you realize that, this thing's not working. Yeah. You call Macro, maybe their call center, you say, listen, this thing is not working. Yeah. And they would say to you, okay, we're sending a courier to pick it up. A courier comes and a courier gets there, he said, okay, I'm here to pick up the laptop that is not working. And the courier says, I can't take it, it's not packaged. So I saw that gap there. And I said, no, we've got to give a packaging solution on site. Okay. So you either bubble wrap it or you come up with a box. But our drivers got to have enough time to be able to package and return it to the seller. Yeah. So that was the gap that was lacking. Your typical, and I'll use courier. We're not a courier company. We're a logistic company. Courier is one of the services that we provide. So a courier company would go and deliver a package. It's boxed and all is well. You decide to throw the box away. That courier won't pick it up. You'd say, no, it's not packaged. And then you'd go away. So we packaged it, we bring it back to the seller. That was what's missing then. Sure. That's called reverse logistics.
Okay, so now who now calls you? Who calls Brima? Does client call Brima, or does the shop call Brima at this point in the chain?
your Dell, for example,
Yeah.
would provide, say, would sell a laptop to a ex-client. An ex-client will sell it to you.
Yeah.
And you would purchase it and something is wrong. You would call the seller. You'd say, listen, I bought this laptop from you. So the seller would call us and say, guys, please come in, go and fetch a laptop from Amanda. We need this brought to us for repairs.
Yeah.
What have you? And then we would go and collect it, do our packaging thing, and then bring it to the seller. And then the seller would say, okay, whatever warranties or if there's anything which we don't get involved in those,
Yeah.
we either might have to redeliver it, but that's worked out. So, or either get a new one. We'll still deliver the new one. So that's the seller probably in this case.
Okay.
Yes.
And Bo MTN, Bo Vodacom, they didn't see this gap for themselves at the time.
I think at the time everybody was more concerned about outbound logistics. Everybody thought that the products would not give headache, would not be a problem. They'll not have what we call out-of-box failures, those challenges.
Yes.
And they tried and push it back to the buyer to say, no, you didn't do X and Y. But they realized that they were really upsetting the buyers.
Yeah.
They said, no. It's still our product up until the buyer is quite satisfied.
Yes.
They had another way of doing it. And I'll pick Standard Bank in the specific case. There was one of our clients, we started. We've been with Standard Bank. We did Standard Bank, I think 2006, 7.
Okay.
So, this is our Standard Bank. They realized they would buy. They had branches just about all over. That's just changed now. Branches have shrunk.
Yeah.
So, they would say Standard Bank sent in. They would have laptops or computers, whatever, to be sent to one hub, where they'll either ensure that the data is handled correctly. Standard Bank realized that they couldn't manage their assets at the branch level.
Yes.
You remember with your ERP systems, your Oracles, your SAP, when they put assets into a branch, they have to account for the assets, serial track them to say, this center has 5 laptops.
Yes.
And they had to be certain about it. But they'd realize that when they send a typical courier who was not a specialist into reverse, he would just pick them up or either throw them in a box and bring them to Standard Bank. Says, there you are, there's your laptop. But we went to a detail of serial tracking each and every laptop and say, okay, there were 5 Dell, these are the serial numbers, and would give it to Standard Bank, and Standard Bank said, oh, is this what you took out of Standard Bank Center? So, okay, now let's think about it. So if you know what assets were deployed, if you know what you're taking out, can you deploy the same asset again, the new ones, but give us the serial numbers that you're dropping? So what it did then, it sort of addressed their Oracle system in terms of knowing what assets are in and what serial numbers are in Standard Bank Center.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. So 20 years on your journey so far as an entrepreneur, right? I want to know, obviously a lot of things have changed. The economy is different. Everything, nothing is the same. Talk us through what your journey was in the beginning, starting out. What kind of challenges did you face? Maybe just opportunities that were there then, that you feel like maybe have lost their way now, that no longer exist. What were some of those things that you can pinpoint and say, these 2 things or 3 things really made me say, I want to continue with entrepreneurship, but these things made it difficult?
Access to capital.
Yeah.
I was playing in a field where a purchase of a backyard truck was capital intensive. Made it very, very hard. I remember I purchased the first truck that we started with, the old lady. I had to buy it with a pay slip. In the olden days, you could buy a commercial vehicle without a pay slip.
Okay.
Now, you could imagine, had I not a pay slip, had I not had a formal employment, would I have started?
Yeah.
So, then that's how I started. But then, what also sort of made it hard, other than just made it easier, let me use the word made it easy, was in the olden days we used to have what we call enterprise development.
Yes.
Oh my God. we wouldn't have grown had it not also been an enterprise development. Your likes of Standard Bank would look for a company like ours. As we're working for them, they say, listen, you guys are doing our assets, yeah. Would you be interested to go through an enterprise development program? That was just another door opener. Yeah, I was, wow, what is this? They would explain, no. What are you weak? What are your where do you lack in your business?
Yeah.
You know, what are your needs that you can't cover? We'll close that as a gap. But I can tell you, the biggest hurdle of an entrepreneur, any startup business today, is access to capital.
Yeah.
That's the biggest challenge.
So that hasn't changed 20 years on?
No. I still even battle myself today.
Yeah.
But you gotta knock on those doors. You gotta knock on those doors.
Sure. Okay. Let's also maybe touch on some of the hurdles that have affected global companies, even individuals, COVID, load shedding, all those things that continue to, we're still reeling from the repercussions of those things. Did some of them affect your business at all?
Listen, COVID was a disruptor, truth be told.
Yeah.
I remember COVID, 2019, I just don't want to remember COVID, but you know what, we have to go back.
We have to
talk about it. We have to talk about it. So I remember 2019, 2020, yeah. My memory sometimes fails me. But anyway, I had 6 branches. We had 6 branches.
Yeah.
We're growing. February that year, COVID kicked in around about March 26, if I remember.
Yes.
Feb, I did a deal with staff. We worked on this deal for a very long time where I gave 10% to staff.
Yes, I remember, yes.
I mean, I was owning 100% of the company. I said, no, man, let me get them on the dinner table. Let me give them shares. So, shares were given for free, not sold.
Yeah.
And we did the deal. Business was doing well. Business was on a vertical growth. Everything was fine. I said, good, these guys will declare dividends. They'll be fine. Everybody's going to be making money in this business.
Yes.
2026, COVID came. And I had 6 branches.
Yeah.
February, gave shares. Everything was looking positive. We were putting up a plan. We're going to be opening up 3 more branches.
Yes.
Everybody was fueled up. The businesses was paying bonuses. Then everything was looking good. March, obviously, we had that family meeting.
Yeah.
We all know.
Yeah.
Business had to close down. Believe you me, that was a resetter in our business. I went into a state of shock.
Yeah.
I went into a state of depression. Not just me, but even global companies.
Yeah.
Companies were found wanting. Companies were cornered. It was tough. COVID was really, really tough.
Yeah.
We had to now put ourselves into, we had to set up a war room and say, how do we get this company out of its mess?
Yeah.
And it was a journey, it was another journey that, it would mean like going back to the days of founding a business where it was just a truck and you were growing and everything was like a reset.
Yeah.
COVID was really challenging.
Yeah. Sure. So talk us through some of the things that you feel like you had to do. I mean, as much as you can share, obviously, but stuff that you feel like you had to do that maybe can assist a company that feels like they are in the reset period right now and they feel like they don't know where to start or how to navigate it. What are some of the things that you think, some of the necessary tools?
I think upfront honesty.
With your employees?
Yeah, you sit them down, you say, guys, this is a challenge.
Yeah.
But you got to be as transparent as you can. Well, for me, it was easy. There were shareholders in the business. I had to tell them that, guys, these are our numbers. There were other supports, in the COVID days, where you'd get money that would probably assist you to subsidize salaries. But in that time, I believe, or maybe to answer your question, be open to your staff, whether it be COVID or maybe just something has changed in the industry or in the market. Be upfront and say, guys, we're no longer hitting our numbers. We believe that if we change the strategy, in the long term, this would be the benefit.
Yeah.
But all of us have to play part. And I'll tell you, for example, how we did it when the numbers were declining.
Yeah.
I had to sit with my exco. We had to get into personal stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, guys, you earn a little bit more from our drivers. what are your, to a point of knowing what is your debit order, what is that we need to cover, or what do you need to survive? You know, what do we need? Before we can go and talk to staff, we had to start making those sacrifices. Then you approach staff, and I'm talking about a company maybe in distress. You approach staff, you said, guys, this is what we've looked at, this is what we're going to be doing. We asking you maybe to take a 50% knock. We can put up this plan for 6 months or for 3 months, depending on what is probably the strategy that will be deployed. But upfront honesty, and sharing the challenges and how you believe the business can navigate.
Yeah, and that sort of helps you get through the rough times, right? Gets you onto the other side. Okay, so then, after COVID, how long after COVID do we now feel like we are stable? Maybe not where we used to be, maybe not where we thought we were, but definitely maybe now we are standing on both feet, at least.
I think your balance sheet will tell you.
Yeah.
Turnover will tell you. The turnover will talk to you. You'll see. I mean, the challenge is whether with COVID or any other, the turnover will decline because your expenses, your fixed costs will remain the same.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'll start experiencing what we call negative equity. You know, I mean, in my personal capacity, the shoulders were staff.
Yeah.
So we had to find a way. So as you work through the challenges, you'll feel it. And earlier on I spoke about vertical growth. Yes. So when you go down, you start facing what we call a downward falling, whatever that you want to call it. So, and as the numbers start speaking to improve, like for example, in our specific case, it took us 2 years to actually work through the losses of COVID. We started experiencing, last year we started experiencing again the vertical growth again.
Yeah.
And I mean, before COVID, we had 6 branches. We had to close. I mean, we had to lay off people.
Yeah.
We had to close down 3 branches. So around about March last year, we had 3 branches. Now as I speak, we've got 10 branches.
Okay.
So we've substantially grown. We've worked through the negative equity. We invested in the business. You know, banks are loving us, of course. But
we love it when the banks are loving us
again, I suppose.
Okay, but let's talk about that employment ownership that you started. What motivated you to go that route?
Yeah, you know, I say, I took that deep breath. I think this thing didn't happen in 2019. It didn't start in 2019. It happened around about 2016. You know, my offices, they've got a glass.
Yeah.
There was, I remember, in the olden days, 2016 or so, well, the business was growing. I was also growing vertical, a bit of vertical there. We didn't have a second shift. We only had 1 shift.
Okay.
There was a group of staff that started with me around about 6 o'clock in the morning. Then 8 o'clock, they're still at work. And I would watch them while in my office. Guess what? They were fired up. They were working. Those guys were working an average of 12, 13 hours a day. And I observed that for a while.
Yeah.
And that day we finished so late. We finished around about 11 o'clock. You know, I was waiting for vehicles. We're preparing the loads for the next morning.
Yes.
And then on my way home, I said, but how do you, I called my wife and I said, listen, call my wife. And I said, you know, we finished now. How do you reward staff members that, you know, been at work for, 40, 15 hours?
Yeah, that go above and beyond.
Yeah, my wife said, then you invite them on the dinner table. I said, what do you mean? So you give them shares.
Yes.
I said, okay, I'm on my own. Let's talk about it when I get home. So we spoke about it. So this thing started around about that time.
Yeah.
It took us a while to finalize this deal of magnitude because we got to understand what is the value? How do we quantify?
Yes.
And I mean, it took us 2017, 18, 19, almost 4 years to get to the deal, to sign it on dotted line, to say, okay, there you are, boom, you shareholders. But
yeah. And for you to decide even on the 10%, because that's a big chunk.
Yeah, well, if you look at where the company is now with the growth, the turnover, I mean.
That's why the employees now can work 14 hours, I'm sure.
Yeah, now we've got 2 shifts now.
Okay.
We've got 2 shifts luckily now. But well, with logistics, and I was driving on my way here now, and I started looking just by 10 to 5, and I'm saying, oh, you still have delivery vans. They're still in the neighborhood trying to rush the last, do the last deliveries and get out. They're going to backload with traffic. I mean, yesterday we stayed till late yesterday because we just wanted to address some inefficiencies in our distribution.
Yeah.
So I asked the team to, guys, let's stay a little bit later, till after 7, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Then our drivers were tickling in round about 7 o'clock, 6:30.
Yeah.
So, and I said, well, you know what, they're part and parcel of this business, so they're self-employed, they're working for themselves. That's enough motivation. Yes, we do have a second shift.
Okay.
But unfortunately, being in logistics, it's like being in hospitality. The hours are awkward. Yeah.
They fluctuate. Okay. Let's talk maybe then about leadership. All right. Obviously, you spoke about your grandfather in the beginning and some of your colleagues and managers that you had on your journey. Based on that and everything that you learned from these people, what would you say is your management style or your leadership style?
I lead from the back. I'm very much assertive.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'll pick maybe 2 of my staff who are directors in the company. One is the financial director, one is the sales and marketing director. Both of them, funny enough, they started as receptionists.
Yeah.
And these employees have been in the business for in excess of about 10 to 15 years. They have, so you got to, as a leader, you got to be able to spot talent. And they were what we call diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
So you take them, you polish them without them being aware that you're polishing them. But then you sort of lead them and you say, look, but you pull back.
Yeah.
And you let them glow.
Awesome. Yeah.
You let them, and shine, but you make them aware of what they've achieved.
Yeah.
And then you said, listen, I'm at the back. I will push you through greatness. As I said earlier on, that you got to be able to, maybe let me put it this way, you got to be able to inspire confidence. You got to be able to lead from the back. And once they've made some great strides, you pause them, you said, look where you come from. And I found that management style works. And I'm at the level whereby I get bored. They're making decisions.
Yeah.
I don't make their decisions. And when they would come and I'd say, okay, I hear you. You say you've got a problem, but how do you approach? How do you think is the best way to fix it? You want them to learn through trial and error. And they would say, I'm thinking I'll do it this way. I said, okay, yeah, it'll work.
Let's do that
yeah,
then.
let's do it. And I'm telling you, 9 out of 10, I found that it works.
Yeah.
And even if they fail, you don't go say, yeah, your plan failed. You said you wanted to do it this way. You said, okay, the reason why it went wrong was because of X and Y and Z. But I don't think none of us would have seen it. At that time when I spoke to you, I thought it was going to work. Now, I'm this type of, I'm a leader, a manager.
You're a leader, sir. You're a leader.
Yeah, maybe I am, but I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have built this great company had I not listened to my staff. I mean, we're talking over 200 staff.
Yeah.
It comes with challenge. You got to take them into your confidence. You got to be able to tell them that, listen, I don't know everything. We can all learn through this journey. And I found it when I do more of that, they make decisions, even in my absence.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a CEO now. I've got directors and I've got executives. And we meet regularly to review the strategy. Once a month we meet with our exco, we meet to review and what have you. And everybody takes part. Everybody feels that they're part of a bigger thing. And you see, there's a book called Good to Great. That book changed my perception about building greatness.
Yeah.
We were good at some stage. We were great. And I'm saying to my staff now, and I said it to them, what comes after great?
Yeah.
They say, excellent. I said, okay.
How do we get there?
Actually, no, we are excellent now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we sell excellent. We've passed good, we've passed
Great.
we're excellent. I'm saying to them, what comes after phenomenal? I didn't know, and trust me, and English are not in the same WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Now, I grew up in the dusty tip of Daveyton, I told you. So, I mean, Bantu language. I did my education with Bantu language, and I would say to them, what comes after greatness? They're the one that told me that. I said, I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I said, okay, then I want us to be a phenomenal. But what are the qualities that makes a phenomenal company?
Yeah.
So when you see our bakkies, when you see the brand that we're driving, it's not because of me. No, it's a collective. It's the very same team that I watch from the back and say, go run. All I have to do is to close the freeway.
Yeah.
I mean the off-ramps. And then you say, there you are, run. And these guys are running faster. I can't even catch up with them. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I think you're right, because I think when I think back to managers or bosses that stuck out for me, those were the ones that had exactly that kind of leadership style, where they're just like, okay, what do you need to make this thing happen?
Yes.
And then go. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let's talk then about your corporate journey and how you utilize some of the things that you learned in now the business. Because a lot of entrepreneurs wish that they had stayed a little bit longer in corporate so that they can pick up some of the skills that they need now in business. What are some of the things that you think translated from corporate to now running your own business?
I was quite privileged to have worked for the likes of Vodacom, the likes of MTN, the likes of Cell-C. Then these guys, well, they still are. They were brand conscious. And I remember my first day when I started, in actual fact, most of them, and I remember when I started, they'd give me 5 shirts for 5 days. They said, there's and premium golf shirts.
Yeah.
They say, there you are, there's a golf shirts. And I'd had to wear the attire almost daily. It's just on the branding side. And I would see how they brand, how they're very conscious around how they do their branding.
The look and feel.
Yeah. But another thing, and they would, corporate would school you. Corporate you'd know what an SOP is. Just the culture of an organization. You'd understand, and these are some of the things that probably translated from corporate into being an entrepreneur, where just that foundation sort of say, Tshepo, at the corporate level, you are an employee. You are working for an organization.
Yeah.
Now at Brima, you're going to be an employee, but working for Brima Logistics. And that's what I'll tell my staff, they'll tell you. And I preach it all the time, and I keep on preaching all the time. And I'll say, you are not working for me. You and I are working for Brima Logistics. So, and this thing, in that sense, I say I was very privileged to have come from corporate, to have learned all this, how to do SOPs, how to, your likes of your Vodacoms would send us to school, where you would learn. I first came across the book Who Moved My Cheese from Vodacom. We had to watch a video. Vodacom sent us to spend a session talking about this. And those are fundamental principles that you could take with to corporate to say, by the way, when I was at Vodacom would say, guys, the environment changes.
Yeah.
And that stayed with me when I transited to the other side to say, logistic changes. We got to evolve. So that's quite an endless thing that I would share with you what corporate has done for me.
Yeah. Okay. Let's maybe also touch on some of the trends that you're seeing in logistics. let's move forward now. Some of the things that you are saying, these things are exciting that are coming up in the logistics sector. You're looking at them, they're scary, but they're exciting. What are some of those things?
Technology.
Yeah.
So, yeah, technology, AI, and there's a discussion happening in our business now. And I'm saying, maybe then it was having a truck. It was today having a truck and ensuring that you deliver. Today people want information and not on laptops. They want it on their phone now.
Yeah.
How do you say, we've picked up this thing. This thing is at our warehouse. This thing has been delivered. If it's not been delivered, something went wrong with it. Technology is changing the way we do things. And these are the conversation of what's happening with our ex-con. And I would say to them, guys, we get paid to be 2 years ahead. Can we see what would supply chain be in 2 years? And it's evolved. If you compare, if I look at how I started in my olden days, 20 years back, 20 years ago, the technology that I used then and the technology that I use now, had I not been an embracer of change, I would have had a problem. And they'd tell, and I'd say, guys, we've got to evolve, we've got to change, we've got to embrace change. Let's look at for better ways of different things. But technology, to answer your question.
Yeah, is the one thing that is going to do a spinner.
Listen, AI is also, it's a headache for me. I can't catch up with it, but yeah.
Okay, and then electric vehicles.
Oh,
Many things are coming.
Yeah. I'm glad you touched on that one.
Yeah.
And I've always said to my staff, my competitors are not the local founded businesses. They are your multinationals, your DHL, your DSVs, and your UPS.
Yeah.
And there are reasons why I say that. A guy that started FedEx in 1971, when he started FedEx, he didn't see himself as an American company. He saw himself as a global company.
Yeah.
We've got what? We're just present in just about all the branches, all the provinces. There's only one presence where we don't have, which is Northwest, but we're setting up now. And I said to my staff, hey, I always say I compete with this multinational.
Yeah.
These guys are having EVs.
Yeah.
Why are we not having them? So can we please think, now the guys are busy running around and trying to see why we're not having one.
Yeah.
Yes, we've moved from the guzzlers, the vehicle that we have. We're very conscious now what sort of buckies are we running, what is the consumption of fuel. But we should be
ESG
in
is another
EVs.
big word, the
yeah,
buzzword.
yeah, we should be in
yeah.
EVs now. So that's the buzzword. The guys are now, our operations is now trying to find, trying to do their bit about carbon emission and trying to help, contributing towards the environment positively.
Yes.
So these are things that now we're looking into.
Okay, let's talk about that then, the future. Let's dream. This doesn't cost a thing to dream. When you think about Brima Logistics 10 years from now, what do you think? What would you like it to look like?
I see drones.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah, lele.
But what I love about our industry, you're still gonna need parcel. You're still gonna need physical parcel.
Yes.
I see highway in the skies. I see where we, instead of having buckies lined up loading them, it'll be just drones where their path, they're regulated in the sky that you can fly at this level. If you're going to Sentin, drop off that parcel there out. Yeah. I see us landing on top of a house roof. It's scary. It's scary, but it's happening. And the multinationals are testing drones now.
Yeah.
And I know our industry is talking to civil aviation to be able to assist in this challenge that is coming. Not challenge, possibility.
Yes.
Yeah, possibility that is coming. I see drones. I see. Listen, I see drones.
But in our lifetime, please, we'd love it. That is exciting, very exciting. Okay, let's give entrepreneurs who are listening some tips. Someone is sitting at home, they are in corporate or they're just at home because the economy is what it is, and they are thinking of starting a business. They have an idea, but they just need that little leap of faith. What are some of the things that you think should be their checklist in order for them before they get started?
Passion. I've engaged with quite a lot of entrepreneurs who come to me and says, assist me now to say, okay, let's get a pool of them.
Yeah.
instead of talking to one, let's call them. Let's do an interview to say, we would want to mentor you. We want to help you. Want to take you as a subcontractor and grow you. But why? And all of them, no, I want to make money. I didn't start this business because I wanted to make money.
Yeah.
I started this business because I saw an opportunity within the industry. Money just became an end product. So, and my message to entrepreneurs was that you got to have a level of passion. Do what you love. Don't do it as a mean to an end.
Yeah.
Because it's going to frustrate you when the money is not coming. So what helped me to grow along the years was I really loved what I was doing.
Yeah.
You know, I became good at it because passion was fueling me. You look at the top tennis player.
Yeah.
It's not because he did it for the money. He or she did it because of she loved playing tennis.
Yeah.
Money just became, and I'm talking about a professional tennis player. Money just became, wow, okay, oh, there's it.
Oh, thanks, guys.
So passion, and I've always stressed on that one. You gotta have passion, and then once you've got that passion, I believe you'll overcome quite a lot of hurdle that will come your way.
Yeah. Do I leave corporate first, or do I stay in corporate and start the business?
Hey, that's what is a difficult one to answer, because in my case, I was at corporate and I started something, and I remember.
Yes.
But I realized that I was becoming unfair to my employer. You know, and that's not how I am.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I've got to leave now. And obviously I had to engage with my wife to say, listen, I believe I can make it.
Yeah.
I saw a gap in the market, saw an opportunity. And then she said, okay, leave now, because I don't want you to have regrets. When you're 50, you said, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Start now. And then I took a leap of faith and I jumped.
Yeah.
But it's really hard. It's an individual case to leave.
Case by case.
Yeah, but when you make that decision, you got to have a family support. You know, you got to talk to either a spouse or family or someone that believes in you. There's got to be someone that believes in you. Your idea is got to be so convincing to you before you can sell it to them.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts on mentorship on an entrepreneurial journey?
You got to be helped. I mean, I got quite a lot of mentorship, and earlier on I spoke to you about enterprise development.
Yes.
I had an opportunity to go through, and you know Ellen Racecorp, you know, another one, man. I don't remember, just lost my head now. Just ran off my mind.
Okay.
I went through those incubation.
Yes.
I mean, I sat in there, and I mean, I'm a graduate. I was very fortunate. Standard Bank said, listen, we've got to place you into a mentorship program. And it was a 6 months where I was put into this institution. And I thought I knew it all, believe you me.
Yeah.
But then I realized when I was there, no, I don't know it all. In actual fact, the journey that I've started now, it's a very lonely journey. And I remember Alan, when he sat with me, the founder of Racecorp, he said to me, Tshepo, the path that you've taken, it's a very difficult path.
Yeah.
You're going to feel or you want to quit. You're going to feel that this is not cut out for you, this is not for you. But you got to hold on, you got to maintain the course. Mentorship is helped me, and I'm talking about Brima Logistics, it helped me. And I went through Racecorp, it was an amazing. And then Standard Bank put us on another, a 2-year program of mentorship, of mentorship, where it was not just me now. I would have to take my financial manager, I would have to take my sales manager, I would have to take my operation manager. The modules were made. So mentorship is and it's something that we also as an organization should look at taking on a very serious note. I mean, I'm talking about Brima Logistics in the specific case. Yeah. Picking up one, but I've not found that one.
Yeah.
And I need to look for that one. They all come and says, I am that one. I says, but no.
I'll know it when I see it.
Yeah, and I'll just, you love it. You know, the way I brand our vehicles, what I do to the business is I'm looking for what I do, and I'm talking about me in the specific case. Because sometimes I would say, okay, we're having our cash flow issues. Make sure everybody's paid. It's fine. I'll wait when there is that money in the business.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to make that sacrifice without even thinking twice.
Okay. So entrepreneurs, are they born or are they made?
you know, entrepreneur is that guy that just, you know, if he jumps off the cliff, and on his way down he builds a plane. And I saw this writing somewhere else.
Sure. Okay.
So we were having this conversation with staff, and he says, "Tell me, are managers made or are managers born?" And actually, there was once where I went on this on my Twitter X handle, where I asked that question.
Yes.
But I'll tell you in this context. There are those that are born. There are those that are made.
Okay.
And I think I was made. I think I was made.
You think you were made?
I think I was made because I didn't grow up and say, you find those that they've never worked for anybody else.
Yes.
Then those are born.
Yes.
They just worked and they saw this opportunity, they just did it.
Yeah.
With me, I had to understand what this logistics is all about, and I had to get the experience. And I saw a gap while I was getting the experience. Oh, this is the experience. This is the gap.
Yeah.
Let me jump into it. So, would you say I was born? Maybe the qualities of.
I think they were always in you.
Yeah.
When your grandfather left you there, when he went to go sleep and left you there with the money to come,
maybe he
was
saw
already
something.
planting a seed.
Yeah, I suppose. But this question, there's no born or made.
Yeah.
And because there's others that feel like, maybe I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not born with it. But you'd be surprised in actual fact that when you take and you put them down, you sit with them, boom.
They have all the makings.
Actually, are they born now? That's another discussion. Yeah.
Fair. All right. Knowing what you know today, would you do any of it again?
I was asked that question, would I? I suppose I'm a serial entrepreneur. I don't just have one company.
Yes.
I've got many companies. You see.
Or should we ask your employees or your wife? Maybe they can give us an honest opinion because they journeyed with you.
Yeah. Maybe you should. Maybe ask them. But I want to tell you why I'll probably say I would not do it again.
Okay.
Yeah, but I would do it again. But no, I would not. But okay, let me explain why. Let me explain.
Tell me,
I'm
please.
at the borderline so that you can understand.
Okay.
You see, I get paid by Brima Logistics to be 2-3 days ahead. That's my job. I get paid. It's like I have to take this mind and put it in the future to be able to think what could go wrong in 2 days. But my body is here, is in the present. Now this is where it pains me. When I get home and I put myself into bed, my mind is still running.
Yes.
My body says, no, but I want to sleep now. But my mind is not stopping. So I end up with insomnia. I end up not sleeping. And I would wake up and I would go downstairs and I would think about what are the possibilities of going. Then I realized that, no, man, I get to work the next morning. I couldn't sleep the whole night. I get home and I'm feeling a bit, like a bit of a zombie. And I'd get home and I'd say, no, I need to sleep. And then guess what I end up doing? I end up taking a sleeping pill. Yeah. And that's where you sort of hate, not hate, maybe not like being in this position. You said, you see, this is what it does to me. Yeah. So hence I said, but
you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would. You see, what gives me the joy is every day when I drive to our warehouse and I see everybody having cars there, and I'd see employees just smiling, and I'd say, all right, okay.
This is how we're doing.
Yeah, we're doing something here. Okay, take the pain. Yeah. So hence I'd say my employees and our staff, they give me hope. That's okay, maybe take pain, have sleepless night for us. Yeah. Just be that one. Make it easy for us.
Take one for the team, literally.
Yeah, just have a sleepless night for me. Then, yeah. But I don't know. I'll do it. I would not do it again. But I keep on wanting to do it. You see, that's another thing.
And keep opening up more businesses.
Yeah.
So it means there's something there which makes you born, I think.
Yeah, you asking me questions that I don't know, I don't know. Maybe ask my employees. Ask them. I don't know.
I'm going
They have answers. Yeah, maybe ask them. Yeah. And especially this was that, that were receptionists and they grew into the directorship level.
Yeah.
And I was saying to them the other day, and I said, guys, I don't want to be doing these interviews. I want, and I would pick one, Kanye, for example. And I says, Kanye, you grew up in Tema. You've started as a receptionist. You've made your way up.
Yeah.
I want you to give hope to that girl or that youngster in that township who said, if she did it by starting there and right up and made it all the way, I can. Because, possibilities are there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, ask them maybe.
So can you say on this seat soon? That's all I'm going to say. I'm just not going to say anything more. Ladies and gentlemen, Brima Logistics. Thank you, sir.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yay!
Yeah, but it'd be nice to ask them.